Okay, everyone, this is going to be a quick video. A couple of your classmates have asked about uh, the very first part of the tech lab for um, chapter 5. And there is a weird thing that is in the new version of Tableau that is not covered in your textbook and it's not covered anywhere else. And if you follow the instructions exactly as it says, it's not going to work. So I want to show you guys real quickly how to do, or at least how to get started with that file. So I'm trying to pull up the instructions on my other sheet. Assignments, chapter 5, tech lab. I really need to change that clock from Christmas music. Preview. All right, so in Tableau Prep, it's having you download this big file, having you rename it, take out a couple things, rename a bunch of stuff, all the things. I've already got Tableau Prep open. I'm going to go ahead and hit the plus sign. And remember, this is a text file because it's a CSV. And it's going to, I've got it here, the file's in my downloads folder. So, okay, I'm going to open it. And okay, this is generally what it should look like whenever you pull it up. Now, without doing all the other steps, taking out the calendar month, taking out the two calendar things, changing all the names, adding in the calculator fields, all of those things. I can tell you right now, if we do the plus sign and add the clean step, which is coming up soon in a couple steps. Right here, clean one, 13 fields, 393,000 rows. If you hold your mouse over it, you see it's 393,216. Well, that seems odd. And so I opened up the Excel file. Well, it seems odd because I have the answer and that's not the answer to one of the questions down below when it asks you how many rows there are. So I opened up the CSV in an Excel file, and as you can see, there are 394,905 rows, and you've got a header row, so it's actually 904. So that might be the answer to that question, but here's how you get around that so you can get your screen. Clearly, that number is not that number. So whenever you put that number in, it doesn't give you the right answer. So I actually uploaded the file to ChatGPT and said, hey, do you see anything corrupted? Do you see anything wrong? And ChatGPT says, no, the file, everything looks good. However, newer versions of Tableau do this thing where they sample, see that word sample? They sample the data into blocks of data to make it run faster. And I was like, that makes perfect sense. So it told me how to fix it so that it wasn't sampling our data. That is where the problem lies, because even if you do all the other stuff, I'm going to skip through all of the steps and get to one of the last couple steps. One of the last steps is to do this row count formula and just to make a number 1 and save. And so now that pops up here and that's it. And we're going to end up at row count, dropping it over here. And see right here, row count, it gives you this 393,216. Now, again, that's one of the last steps you do, but it's the wrong number. It's the same number that we saw over here, but it's the wrong number. So how do we fix it? Well, here you go. And this could be important later if you have on any of our other files, apparently with this update to Tableau. I'm going to go back to our original box here, our original where we loaded the data. Right here, data sample, that tab. Instead of automatic, which is recommended, do the maximum. Some limits may apply, in our case it doesn't. So if we do the maximum, and now we go to the clean step, oh, look at that. Now I want to hand over 394,904. And if I go to the aggregate and I look over here at the row count, 394,904, which is the correct answer for how many rows. The number of fields changes because you've got to add some stuff in and take some stuff out. But that is how you get to the right number of rows. I apologize that this has changed between software versions and that it's not being caught anywhere up to this point. I did submit that last change with the fuzzy logic to McGraw-Hill, and they are correcting it. I will submit this one also. So I guess our class is going to be kind of like the guinea pigs to find the mistakes with this new version as we go through it. So anyway, that's it. I apologize that does that, but at least now we have the answer. And I'm going to give everybody credit for those questions because I know some of you have already turned this in. And on the off chance you missed that question and just couldn't figure out what the answer is or why, I'm just going to give everybody in the class question or credit for that question that asked the 394,904. So you don't have to worry about it. I mean, even if you can put it in, but you're getting credit for whether you put the right number in. So, all right, that's all I've got, everyone. Thanks for taking a look. Stop the recording.